Hey guys, and welcome to Scythe, the digital edition, but this is a board game. Now, what I wanted to do was, I wanted to feature this game for you, because it's a pretty cool game. I played it with Wax Steven, just kind of offline for a little bit of fun, and a few other people, and we really enjoyed it, and I think, like, I wanted to do a video on it, because I wanted to show you guys the game. I wouldn't really recommend you buying it, because buying the digital edition. Although if you want to get together with your friends and play it, you know, that's fine. You know, you can do that on Tabletop Simulator. I think it's a DLC on Tabletop Simulator, so you can actually purchase it for Tabletop Simulator and not feel so guilty about just playing it. But yeah, it's a fun game, and I figured I'd do a session on it. So let's call the episodes for this. There'll probably be 1, 2, or 3 of them. About 40 minutes, and we'll see how we run with that. So, new game. We'll just play with bots on easy, I think. Faction, let's randomize the faction and the player map. So, I'll try and talk about the game as best I can as we go. Obviously, a lot of rules and stuff will be handled by the computer, so I don't need to worry about all of the rules and everything, but I'll try and get you guys knowing what's going on. So, the basic idea behind this game is you play a... Okay, so we're Saxony. So, the basic idea behind this game, you play a faction, you have your faction ability, Dominate. There's no limit to the stars from completing objectives and winning combat. Don't worry too much about all of the rules and win conditions and stuff. We'll get into that as we go. Hopefully you'll be able to learn it as we go. So structure bonuses, farms and tundras. Numbers of farms or tundras with your structures on them. So there you go. There are the players, obviously. Saxony starts with 1 kind of military power, I guess you'd call it. We didn't get into combat too much when we played, but I know how it works. And then start with 4 combat cards. The combat cards are... They add a little boost to your combat. We'll get into that again later. We have the engineering mat. So the cool thing about this game, which makes it fairly replayable as well, is not only do you have a faction that you choose, you have a kind of tech mat. Like, all of the actions that you can do and everything else is based around what mat you pick. So we'll get into that once you can see it and I can explain it better. You also have secret objectives, achieve tactical mastery, have 8 or more combat cards in hand, at least 1 combat victory star. We'll get into combat victory stars as well. Population advantage, control at least 3 village territories at the end of your turn. So yeah, we'll get into all of these stuff, but I'll just iterate them now so I can reiterate them later. So you can see, like, there's different player mats like engineering, mechanical, we got Polania, Nordic has agricultural, Rustviet has patriotic, that's not too bad. Okay. So, what you can see over here, and thank God we don't have turn timers because we're playing single player, what you can see is you have these different abilities down here. Now, in red, that's what you pay for the abilities. In green, that's what you get from the abilities. So, for example, here, we have produce. So, if I was to use the produce action, I would be able to produce twice in 2 hexes. So, I could get metal and oil, if I wanted. The other ones we have is, for example, trade. That trade gives me 2 of any resource, but I have to pay one coin. And as we can see up here, in the top up here, we have 5 coins. So that's viable. We can also get popularity. We can get bolster power, which is this. Power max 16. Used in combat, up to 7 per battle. We'll get into that if we get into battle, which we probably will. You then have move, which will let you move 2 units, along with coin gain here, which I didn't have on my last mat, so that's a new one I haven't seen. On the The other thing to know is that you have to choose one of these mats, but you can do the top and bottom action. So the bottom action for produce on the what? God, I don't know what. That's stars. Where do we see our mat? Recruit bonuses, structure bonuses. What bloody hell mat do I have? Anyway, for this mat that I'm playing with, and we're here. Sorry, we're here. The mat that I'm playing with, you know, the produce is also has the upgrade with it. So if I produce and I have 3 bits of oil, I can then upgrade, which lets me unlock one of these benefits up here and put it on one of these costs down here. So, for example, if I was to produce and I had 3 oil, I could then tech up, which would get me 2 coins and also let me move a produce lock down to the oil. So next time I used produce, it would cost it would let me do 3 hexes of produce, and it would only cost 2 oil to upgrade. Another thing to be, we're going to get into the game in a second, don't worry guys, but another thing to be aware of is that the actions are only allowed to be chosen once, and you have to choose something else next turn. So I could, for example, move this turn, which is what I'm going to do, so we'll just do that. So we will move you to there, and we will move you to there. There we go. So that's my action. See there. Obviously, we can either do move or we can use a coin, and then you have the bottom action here requires food, which obviously we don't have, so we can't use it. There is an exception, which is Russia, the Rusviettes. They can use the same action more than once, so he could move every single turn if he wanted. Whereas I'd have to move, produce, you know, move, yeah, so I wouldn't be able to move every turn. There we go. They look like gnomes, okay? So, majority of people look like they're using the move action, except for the Russians, who are, well, the Rusviettes, who are, of course, producing. Okay, so we can't use move. Let us use produce. Yeah. So we'll produce here, and we'll produce here. Now, we have a guy on oil, a villager, worker on oil, and we have a worker on the town. Towns get you more workers, as you can see here. These are the number of workers that are available to be produced. Now, as we uncover these workers, it's going to cost me to produce, because we're moving workers out. I'm guessing, like, out of the factories and stuff like that, and into this territories. So, obviously, I don't have enough oil yet. So, what we're going to do is we're going to end the turn. It can be a bit of a slow start, although, from what I can see, something that is really worthwhile doing is what Russia, or the Rusviettes, managed to do early, is produce for, yeah, the Rusviettes and these guys, who I think is Crimea. You get to produce, and it's what we're going to do this turn. We can't do this turn. Okay, well, we could move. We could trade. Oh, okay. So what we can do is we can pay, and we can get 2 oil in here. And when we produce next turn, we can upgrade. Maybe I'll produce. Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay. So we will end turn. Because obviously we don't have 4 metal to deal with that stuff. Ooh, what the hell did he do? He built a mine. Oh, nice, okay. So you can see they're now moving their guys around to produce more stuff. So we will produce... we're a little bit behind other people, but that's fine. And then we can do this to upgrade. Now... And there goes the oil. Now what we can do is we can choose where to take the upgrade from. So we can take it from any of these to get the bonuses. So, for example, if we're going to go for a popularity a lot, we could unlock this. And... I did it accidentally. It's fine. I was trying to show you, you know, like... But you can see, basically, now this is unlocked here. It means I get 2 popularity for a coin. Which actually can be useful, although my popularity isn't amazing. I think probably the better one to have unlocked would maybe have been one of these. Probably this one here. But that's fine, because what I wanted to do was to get the oil going. So, yeah, we gained 2 coins for that, so we're back up to 6. And we did have to pay we will now have to pay power to produce. So this is the first one. When we produce, we now have to pay this. Which means that maybe even that would have been a good idea. Because power is quite important to Saxony, who is who we are. Okay. So what we want to do here, I think, is we want to move, and we will move you to here. This will... Okay, so this is the next thing. We will move you to here. Oh, we have only got 2 moves, yeah. So these are encounters, and they are mostly really, really good. So let's have a look and see what our encounter is. And what's really cool about it is it tells a story with a picture and then gives you options. So you see here, like, you can see a mech up here, people herding cows, and then parts of an army, like, wandering around. So we get to choose one of these. Share some good news from home with the travelers. We gain 2 monies and 1 popularity. Trade for a cow and eat steak for dinner. Pay 2 to gain 4 food. Now that could be really good because we don't start with food. I wish we could have... I don't know if we can... Yeah, okay, they're easy. So, like, we've got food there, but that's it. Yeah, in our, like, immediate area. So, trading for food, not a terrible idea. Convince the soldiers that the patterns on the cows contain coded maps from the enemy. Pay 2 popularity. We can do that to gain 2 combat cards and 3 power. Now, that is tempting. Because we would lose our popularity, but we need power now to produce. And we also have a challenge. One of our quests, I guess, is to have a certain number of combat cards, and we got 4. I think we need 8, and 2 have won a battle. So that is pretty good, and we can use a turn to get popularity. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, I will. So we gain 3 power, and we get 2 more combat cards. Where can we see our combat cards? Is there a way to see the combat cards? Possibly not. Okay. And here you can see the river walk as well, which we'll get into. Oh, does that turn that on? Okay. Turn that off for now, but in the future. Right, so we did our walk. We don't have the food because I didn't take the ability. I considered it. I really did consider it. Basically, this lets us activate these abilities. And what these abilities are, these are called recruit. What it does is, for example, if I activated this one, and either faction on my left or right, you can see their symbols here, if they use the same position on the mat, so like the far right one with at the bottom, I gain the bonus. So I can get, if I activate this one and they use it, I get popularity every time they use it. If I activate this one, I get combat cards. So it can be really good if you know that your enemies are going to be doing something a lot, like upgrading, for example. You can activate this, and I get a whole lot of power from it. So, yeah. I don't have enough resources, however, to do that, so we'll just end the turn. He has Riverwalk? Oh, no, there's tunnels. Of course, there are tunnels, yeah. So that you can use, you can't cross the rivers, in general. With certain mechs, you can set it so that your leaders can cross rivers and this kind of thing. Oh, so he's activated. Wait, which one did he activate? He enlisted, and gained. So that is. I don't know which one that is. Is there a way to look at his? Harder to figure out this one. Okay, I don't know how to look at his stuff, so. Alright, but yeah, he's got, so if we use one of these bottom abilities, he'll be able to, you know, profit off that, I guess. So, what we could do, pay with popularity, that would be bad at the moment. So, we could produce, but that would mean, oh no, it wouldn't, we could produce there and there. We can't move, so it might be worth getting popularity. Obviously, we can't use the metal currently. And moving, well, we can move a couple of these guys. If we produce now, we can unlock stuff for next time if we want. Getting the building set up would be pretty damn good. But we can't get the wood until we get over there anyway. So, maybe unlocking the produce and locking one of these would be a good shout. Especially if it's going to be more expensive. But again, we don't really need that much. Yeah, okay. Let's go with... You know what we could go with? We could go with trade. If we trade for 2 oil, then we can produce. We can move next turn, and then get people in. Okay, yeah. Don't have. Okay, yeah. Let's do that. So let's get 1 oil. Wait, I can't get. Okay, let's get a metal then as well. So we'll get 1 oil and a metal there. And that's going to be our turn. So with the different abilities of all the different places, it can be really fun to... Okay, what's he upgrading? I didn't see properly. So he upgraded move and enlist. Okay. And this guy upgraded... his bolster for combat and his tech, maybe? Okay. So, I guess the best thing to do is probably get that move. We could produce. Oh, we could produce. But I prefer to produce more, is the thing. Because we need a whole load of metal to tech up. To get our mechs out. You can see here what the mechs do. We have Riverwalk, which lets the mechs and my hero move across the river, which currently we're kind of stuck in here. And if we're not careful, people will like branch out before us for a start. We'd like that wood for definite as soon as possible. And we'd like to get to here as well. Alright, so let's gear towards getting a mech out, right? So, best way to get a mech out... / fastest would be to move. Yeah, okay. So we'll move you to there. And you to there. And we don't have any grain or anything, so we can't do anything there. Wow, he's going for metal. Okay. Is he building a mill there? Wait, no, is that a monument? Interesting. So he's enlisting as well. Wow, the enlisting is going on. It's interesting. Okay, moving to there. Spending money to getting a... Okay. Teching up. It's not 100%. Okay. Is he just going full, like, tech up? Full enlisting? Interesting. I don't think I'm going to do that, to be honest. So, if we produce now, it's going to cost us a power, but we can afford that. And that means that we can produce oil here and metal here. So we get 2 metal, we have 3 total metal. We're almost there, but if we tech up, we can take away this. Oh, yeah, I need to put the oil in. 1, 2. Okay, yeah, that's it. So we take this up, and then we get rid of this, which means we only need 3 iron for this. We also gain two monies, which is nice. So that's our turn, and it means like now we'll produce on 3 squares, which means once we get these guys, we'll be able to move people over to here and start producing wood as well, which is really nice. And unlocking these hearts, it turns into less of a bad idea, I think, because we can get some popularity from that and not worry about losing popularity over here if we bring out some more guys. Okay. Still a little worried that I'm going to do really badly. I've only played this game once, just FYI, guys. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to gain popularity, pay 1. Woo, people like me, and then we will deploy a mech. So, why can't we deploy a mech there? I guess because our character's there? Okay, we'll deploy a mech here. Oh, no, sorry, I'm getting the metal, yep. And then we'll get the Riverwalk mech, and we'll put him there. Okay, much better. You can't really see the mechs too well, but they look quite cool. Alright. So, that's my turn. Unfortunately, we don't get any money for making the mechs, but they're very important for Saxony, because Saxony is very much a combat-based faction. So it's worth getting at least 1 or 2 mechs out fairly quickly, and also getting over to get that wood. Got a mill there, okay. Look at all that oil. Okay, so we can now move, and we can now move to these locations if we want. So okay, so we used that last time, so we can produce. That would mean that we'd be okay producing all of these. We can actually tech up as well. I think that's worth it. Okay. So confirm. We'll get a person. We'll get 2 metal. We'll get this. And we can tech up again. Which will let us... Yes, oil. Sorry, there we go. So I think what we want to tech up is our move, and we'll tech down the mechs. We're going in for mechs, basically. So, I don't know why we gained that. But it does mean we now have enough of this... it means we now have enough of this metal to deploy a mech next turn. So that's good. So the next thing I think we want to do... yeah, like them having their mine there is a pretty good idea. And I might do the same. Like, I might put my mine on my people place. Okay, so they get something for... I haven't enlisted, which kind of makes sense. It's a little bit of a shame. I'm not really sure it's hard to keep up with what everyone's doing. So, but I mean, getting this one for the money, because no one's getting the mechs out yet. Oh no, no one on my like 2 ends are getting mechs out yet. To be more accurate, they are enlisting a lot. Okay, so what do we want? Well, we do want a mech out, I think, because we can get another good mech, which will help us for the next turn. So if we... Do we want to trade for anything? Like, we could trade for... Wood possibly might work. And also, this is going to be an issue. Or we could get popularity, because we're going to be getting costs and popularity as well. Although it would be nice to get my buildings out a bit faster, because that does get me a decent amount of money as well. Yeah, okay, let's go with this, and we'll trade for wood, and we'll chuck the wood there, because it's unlikely people are going to get there. And then we'll get another mech out. Yes, please. And we will take move between any mountain you control and any tunnel. Ooh. Ooh. Before combat on a tunnel, opponent loses 2 power. I'm gonna get the speed. I want the speed. So yeah, we'll chuck him there because I have some ideas. All right. I've got 2 more of those left. Like, money-wise, we can probably get the last of these guys out, I think. Because money-wise, we don't really have a problem. And we probably won't have a problem. So, we'll end turn. Okay, yeah, he's starting to get his mechs out. Okay. He's doing a lot of food. Now his mechs are gonna be super cheap. The Rust-Viet, yeah, the Rust-Viet mechs, as I remember. Although it is also the tables, so you know, depending on the table you get, you see like some of them will cost like 1, some of them cost 2 metal. But I think so. We'll move. Yeah, we'll move, and we'll move this guy with these 2. Wait, how do I... Okay, I have a question now for the game. Options? Do I have rules? No, that's not how the rules... That just opened a separate thing. I need to know how to move the... Because you're supposed to be able to move, if I click him there... How do I take the, It's not click and drag. Oh, okay, I see. So, we transport these 2 with him. We don't take anything else, I don't think. Wait, is that what I want to do? And now we have guys on here. Now you can move to there, and let's just see. We might be able to get some wood or something, possibly. We have an encounter, so. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these 2. I'm gonna move to here, so next turn we can produce some more people, and then we can move those people back there. So he can move again, which may not be a terrible idea. No, it is a bad idea, yeah. Okay. You can still make a... Yes, I can still make a move, but I don't want to. Choose 1 or 2 if playing as Polania. Yeah, Polania, the one guys above me, get 2 choices. They say they can choose like 2 of these. So it's a mech burning wood. Oh, they're flaming sausages on the... Okay. Tell a group of soldiers a funny story while they eat. $2 and some popularity. Pay for the secret wondrous new technology. Pay 3 to gain an upgrade. That's not terrible. Pay 2 popularity to gain 3 oil. We don't need 3 oil. So let's pay to gain an upgrade, which lets us upgrade one of these. So I think we'll upgrade, I think that's going to be the last one, the money. So we'll upgrade the power, weirdly enough, and we'll get rid of one of the wood. So hopefully, we do have 2 wood, so when we use this now, we can build a building. And we'll go into the buildings once we need to. Don't want to overload you guys with information. And this game is actually going a bit quicker than I thought it would. So I think I'm going to end it at the beginning of my next turn. And we can do the episodes at 30 minutes. I think that's enough, really. And it'll probably be like 3 videos or so. Okay. I do enjoy the digital board games because it lets you play with your, it lets you play with AI. But one of the really great things about board games is playing with friends. So it's like, it's good and it's bad and it's like, we do have 2 oils, so we can tech up again. But we're gonna do that next episode. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, blah, 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 and I'll see you in the next one.